Alright, folks. Today we're going to be talking about a foreign movie from Turkey, and it's called Baskin, and it's about the terrors of Baskin and Robbins ice cream. I'm a funny guy, right?
Show yourself. Pull your brains out.
Well, there's nothing funny about the ice cream in this movie. Actually, there's no ice cream at all in this movie. There's no 31 flavors of ice cream in this Baskin movie. The only flavors in this movie are blood, sweat, and mud. Because this movie is gritty. It's Turkish, and it's just gritty, off the charts gritty. So, what made me watch this movie? You know what? I'll tell you what made me watch this movie. A couple things went into it. I saw around that it was scary. I also like seeing what other countries have to offer in their department. Because a lot of time, American horror can be a little repetitive. You know, whether it be The Conjuring, which I do like, or you know, just a lot of slashers tend to multi-year. But this movie, Baskin, was a different kind of horror movie. Actually, it reminded me a little bit of Hellraiser. It reminded me a little bit of something Clive Barker would have made. So that's why I put it on. I said, you know, let's give this a try. Baskin, it has nothing to do with the ice cream. So I'm just like, alright. And I was, sometimes subtitles, you could deal with it. You just feel like reading, it's like reading an audiobook, a visual audiobook, when you put a foreign movie on. So, let's get into the storyline of Baskin. So the movie starts off, and we get introduced to these cops, and they're not very likable because they're talking about picking up hookers, finding out they have junk, and you know, a Johnson or a Dick, you know, and then like discarding them, and just like they're just like not killing them, but they're dirty, sleazy cops, and they're talking in a diner, and then the driver on the police van gets sick, and he goes in the bathroom, and he's like vomiting, and he looks in the mirror, and he just like loses his mind, and then they go, "What's wrong with you?" And that's when things change for the movie, because then they go on a van ride, and they get in a car crash, and that's when it gets crazy, because they go into like this mansion, rundown mansion, and there's these naked people, and they've got plastic bags on their heads, and they're like in cages, and they're just like they're chained up, they're cuffed up, and it's very hellish. It's a very hellish movie. There's like there's some like fornicating going on. There's people like licking stuff on the walls that looks like shit, and it's just like, it was just like complete fucking mindfuck of a movie. So if you want to know, it's a messed up movie. I mean, it's definitely a messed up movie. So you know, be prepared to see this movie. It's a bit of a slow burner. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie. Not the whole thing is a mindfuck. There's some parts where you're like, "Where's this going? Where's this going?" But it's scary. It's actually the only complaint I have about this movie. To be honest with you, it's not a good complaint, but there's like no girls in this movie. All right, the only girl in this movie has like a plastic bag on her head, and she's like, and she's just like covered in mud.
Just like your ex-girlfriend.
Actually, she did look a little bit like my ex-girlfriend, but the golden guy looked like your freaking dad. The whole thing has this like hellish. You feel like you're in hell the whole movie. So on the spooky meter, I would give it about a minus 9.5. It's near perfect, because there are parts where it wasn't top of the line scary, but it was scary enough to, you know, I'll make it a 9 because reading the subtitles takes the tension out of it. I'll tell you what, maybe if this movie was Americanized, that I would consider, like, this is a perfect movie to Americanize. To a really messed up part of this movie. Alright, so eventually all these cops get chained up, and this guy comes out, and he's got a hood on, and he takes it down, and he looks like freaking Golem on steroids. And he goes around, and he's like slicing their throats, and he gets to one guy, and he stabs the guy in the eyes, and then he unchains him, and the guy's bleeding from the eye sockets, and then he gets this like really like muddy like chick with a goat head on, and he makes her like bang her, and then he slits her. No, and then he puts something in his mouth, and you see him convulse, and like a spider comes out. So he's bleeding from the eyes, and a spider comes out after he banged the goat girl. And I was just like, what am I watching? This is crazy. And then, yeah, so if you want to see a messed up movie, definitely check out Basket. If not, I would stay away from it. And that's it for now. On the next time on the Horror Days.